Mr. Speaker, following the events at Charles P. Allen School earlier this week, the Minister of Education went on the radio to assure Nova Scotians that rates of violence in schools have remained steady, and to suggest that these incidents are simple schoolyard spats. But department data shows that there were over 13,000 reported incidents last school year alone, a 23% increase over the year before, and I'll table that. In the Halifax area, police have been called to schools for such incidents 424 times since 2018, and I'll table that. Mr. Speaker, despite the minister's assertions, incidences of school violence are on the rise, and they need government attention. What is the Premier going to do?
The Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member for bringing the serious issue to the floor of the legislature. Obviously, the events at CP Allen this week have left us all in shock. We're definitely concerned about that for sure. I've had a chance to speak to some of the people working at Charles P. Allen, and we're all concerned about that. Our thoughts are with everyone there, and this is a serious issue. It's an issue where the community there's a lot that many of us can do, and we'll certainly, as a government, do what we can to focus on that issue.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on her first supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Students themselves have been calling for funding to improve student access to mental health supports. CPA grade 12 student Brady Moore said, "You hear stories on the news and online about people that aren't able to access mental health supports, not only in schools, but in our province and our healthcare system as well. I think that comes down to funding and staffing," he said, "and I think we have people that want to be able to help, and we just need the funding to be able to provide more services in school, more staffing for students to get the one-on-one support that we need." This government tabled a budget yesterday that included nothing to address mental health in schools and has continuously failed to invest in these needed supports. Mr. Speaker, when will the Premier demonstrate that his government cares about school safety and student well-being and invest in students' mental health?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, for the member to imply that I don't care, that the government doesn't care about the safety of students, completely out of line. For the member to imply that the minister would characterize a very serious incident at CPA as a schoolyard spat. That didn't happen, Mr. Speaker. It's completely unfair. This government, we're not on this side of the House because we don't care. We're on this side of the House because we do care. And in this government, we invest significantly in addictions and mental health.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on her final supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not implying anything. I'm asking a question. I'm asking the question of what this government is going to do to prevent the rising violence in schools. Nova Scotia teachers have been warning for years about the impact of staffing shortages and cuts to unassigned instructional time on students' safety and well-being. In the Minister of Education's own words, the connections that are built between students and educators and staff prevent escalation and provide students with channels of communication. Teachers have been clear with this government about what they need to prevent a repeat of the terrible events last week. They need more staff resources to enhance supervision and support, and they need a reversal of the cuts made under the previous Liberal government. Mr. Speaker, schools are not okay. How is this government going to ensure the safety of our children and youth without supporting them or their teachers properly?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, as a government, we want, we feel that obligation to keep our students safe, to keep Nova Scotians safe. And I can assure the member that the minister and the minister's team are working closely with those working in our schools, and we'll do what we can to support them. We know that there are challenges with access to health care. This budget speaks to that. We know there are challenges with access to addictions and mental health care. That's why we have in this province, for the first time in this province's history, a Minister of Addictions and Mental Health who is focused on supporting Nova Scotians. And I want to assure the member that the Minister of Education, Minister of Addictions and Mental Health, and the entire government team are working to support Nova Scotians in every way possible. We just asked the members opposite to join us in that quest, Mr. Speaker.